Built to keep enemies out while protecting the safety and comfort of those within, England's castles have long captured the imagination of travelers from around the world. Castles first appeared in Britain during the 11th century during the Norman conquest and continued to be constructed well into the 18th century, although the later castles were built more for show than for fortification. In this video, we explore the most beautiful castles in England. We've collected a list of the top most beautiful castles in England, so make sure to include them in your list if you're a visitor. At first in the list, number 1, Windsor Castle. Located about an hour west of London, Windsor Castle is often called the largest and oldest inhabited castle in the world. It is one of the official residences of Queen Elizabeth II, who spends many weekends of the year at the castle, using it for both state and private entertaining. The earliest surviving buildings at Windsor date from the reign of Henry II, who came to the throne in 1154. Originally designed to protect Norman dominance around the outskirts of London, Windsor Castle was built as a motte and bailey castle, with 3 wards surrounding a central mound. Number 2, Bodiam Castle. Located to the southeast of London in East Sussex, Bodiam Castle is considered one of the best examples of a medieval fortress, despite the fact that the 14th century structure was built more for status than for strength. After the conclusion of the 100 Years' War, Richard II granted veteran soldier and landowner Sir Edward Dalinjig a license to fortify his home as a measure of protection against French invasion. Looking like something out of a fairy tale, Bodiam has all the attributes that people expect when visiting a medieval castle, from its soaring towers and battlements to its forbidding portcullis and moat. Number 3, Warwick Castle. Warwick Castle was built by William the Conqueror in 1068 on a bend of the River Avon. Since its construction in the 11th century, the castle has undergone structural changes with additions of towers and redesigned residential buildings. Originally a wooden structure, it was rebuilt in stone in the 12th century. During the 100 Years' War, the facade opposite the town was refortified, resulting in one of the most recognizable examples of 14th century military architecture. It was used as a stronghold until the early 17th century, when it was granted to Sir Fulk Greville, who converted it to a country house. Number 4, Tower of London. Construction for the Tower of London began in 1066 on the north bank of the River Thames. Although built as a fortified castle and royal residence, it was mostly used as a prison from 1100 to 1952. Many famous figures of English history were imprisoned within its walls, including royals like Richard II, Henry VI, Edward V, and Elizabeth I. 2 of Henry VIII's 6 wives were beheaded on the Tower Green. Although the castle's official name is Her Majesty's Royal Palace and Fortress, the royal family has not used the tower as residence since the Tudor period. Number 5, Bamburgh Castle. Situated on the shore of England's northeast county of Northumberland, Bamburgh Castle stands on an outcrop of volcanic stone along the coastline. With origins that date back as far as the 3rd or 4th century, Bamburgh Castle may have been the capital of the kingdom ruled by the native Britons known as Dingari. The core of present castle was built by the Normans in the 11th century, and it's believed that Henry II ordered the construction of the castle keep. In 1894, the Victorian industrialist William Armstrong purchased the castle and restored it. It remains the Armstrong family home today, but 16 rooms are open to visitors. Number 6, Arundel Castle. The seat of the Duke of Norfolk, Arundel Castle is located in West Sussex in the south of England. One of the best of the continually inhabited castles in England, Arundel Castle features a well-preserved interior filled with rare paintings, tapestries, and furnishings. The castle's oldest feature is its motte, the earthwork mound that lifts the castle 30 meters, 100 feet, high from the now dry moat below. Arundel Castle has remained the residence of the Dukes of Norfolk and their ancestors for more than 850 years. Number 7, Leeds Castle. Large, grand, intact, and surrounded by a wide moat, Leeds Castle is what many people imagine when they think of an English castle. Located in Kent in the southeast corner of England, the castle was constructed during the reign of Henry I and served as residence for royalty for much of its more than 900-year-long history. 6 queens called Leeds home, earning the castle the nickname the Ladies' Castle. The castle's last private owner was a woman as well. Olive Wilson Filmer, Lady Bailey, inherited the estate in the early 1900s and established the foundation that has run the castle as a tourist destination since her death in 1974. Number 8. Framlingham Castle. Located in the east of England in Suffolk, Framlingham Castle is a perfect example of the classic motte and bailey fortifications of the 11th and 12th century. Bailey is the term for the protective outer wall of the castle. Motte refers to the hill or raised earthwork upon which the castle is constructed. Today, the stockade and 13 towers attract visitors who come to walk along the top of the castle wall. Framlingham played an important historical role during the Tudor period when the Howard family owned the castle. Henry VIII seized the estate, Queen Mary returned it, and Elizabeth I took it back again. Number 9. Alnwick Castle. The seat of the Duke of Northumberland, Alnwick is the second largest inhabited castle in England after Windsor Castle, the Queen's favorite weekend home. Built during the 11th century, Alnwick Castle has been home to the Percy family for the last 700 years. Although the present Duke and Duchess still live in a section of the castle, the rest is open to the public 7 months out of the year. Alnwick Castle has been revamped, renovated, and refurbished many times over the last 7 centuries. At last in the list, number 10, Corfe Castle. The ruins of Corfe Castle rest on a hill near a quaint village of the same name in the southern county of Dorset. Built in the 11th and 12th century, the castle was designed to intimidate would-be attackers with a limestone keep that stood 20 meters, 70 feet, tall. During the final attack, Lady Banks rained hot coals down at parliamentary soldiers from her personal chambers. Like many of the fortified castles in England, the inner keep of Corfe Castle was then slighted, or dismantled, by its captors so that it could not be used by royalist forces. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite, most beautiful castles in England? Is there something we missed? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to Greenable if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.